Good morning. It is December 1st. This is the month of my birthday. My birthday is December 9th. And 2023. Just want to make a quick video update from last time. I think I made a video about 4 or 5 days ago when we got blasted with this sort of Arctic cold. And I was left scrambling because it came in just fast, hard, and heavy. And as you can see, it's still very much a construction zone around here. And with all these windows, I mean, they're just drafty, cold, not well insulated. But I'm making do, and I'm finding out. So the video that I wanted to sort of touch on, or the topic anyway, is the cold. And I am not a cold weather person. And, you know, I grew up in Southern California and sort of always gravitated towards the heat. And never really liked the cold, you know. It was always really thin, and the cold kind of just made me, I don't know, feel uncomfortable. So this, not just this Arctic blast, but, you know, the last 8 years I was living in Washington, the state of Washington, and look how beautiful it is. Here's the kitchen window. And I'm going to take down, that was my outdoor shower. That got me through talk about heat, it got me through the summer months. But I don't like it obstructing the view, so I'm going to take it down because look at that view. Look at that view. It's just gorgeous. So it's early morning. I've been waking up with the cold, and that is the topic. And how, you know, everybody knows, well, not everybody, but many people know about Wim Hof and his cold plunges and cold water therapy and, you know, all of that. And I tried it. But, you know, it's kind of like eating your vegetables because they're good for you. I didn't trust it, didn't believe in it, didn't like it. And yet, when you're surrounded with the cold and not, you know, making the choice to live out here, and wow, it's so pretty, so pretty. Yeah, the shower's got to go. It's sort of a monstrosity amongst the beautiful nature. But yeah, the light, the cold, the nature, the vibrations out here, the frequencies have changed my whole receptiveness towards the cold. And now I'm really, really starting to feel the benefits. If you could see my breath right now, it would be very clearly streaming from my mouth as I'm talking. And if we go over to the thermometer, I think when I first woke up this morning, it was about 46 degrees or thereabouts. Yeah, still about the same, 44, 45. I'm feeling drafts in the wall and all kinds of stuff. But it's not bothering me. I actually wake up to it. I wake up early to it, and I don't run from it. I don't sort of hate it and let it be a negative factor. And I mean, how could you, right? If you're out here amongst the cold and you're viewing the coldness as your enemy, I think I just have a very hard time. So I'm embracing the cold, and it seems to be working. I like getting up in the cold, and yeah. Anyway, if I go into what I've been working on here, right? This is a very cold shipping container because this one has absolutely no insulation whatsoever, and you can see the condensation building up here, and that will drip down on the floor and make an awful mess until I get it insulated. But my bedroom, the other shipping container, is now fully insulated, and you know, floor to ceiling and all that, and it stays comfortable, very comfortable. And so I have these, and now because it's comfortable, I don't have to have the heater on all night, and I'm dreaming, incredible dreams, and it's changed so much. So I don't know. The point of this is, I guess, that my transformation, and I stopped smoking weed too. I was like a daily cannabis user for pretty much my whole life, off and on. There were periods where I went without it and all that, but yeah, I just stopped cold turkey. Actually, I attribute that to Jimmy Dore, the comedian. I was listening to his show, and he always regarded himself, and that was his whole shtick. Was, he was a pothead comedian who did a radio show or TV show or podcast in his basement, and he came on and was talking the other day that I caught the show anyway, about how he, after many, many years, just like me, he's an older guy, he stopped smoking weed altogether. And I'm like, you? And then I heard that Snoop Dogg stopped smoking weed. And I'm like, him? I'm like, and then, well, Jimmy Dore started talking seriously. I mean, as a comedian, he doesn't, he's always making jokes, obviously, but he started talking seriously about this. And, was, here, I'll turn the phone around so I can actually talk to. So, yeah, Snoop Dogg and Jimmy Dore, big potheads, stopped smoking weed. And I'm like, huh. But the way Dore talked about it was he has been doing Jungian therapy. I love Carl Jung, and went through, well, early on, had a Jungian psychologist who was just amazing. And yeah, so in that context, he was talking about why he smoked weed and the benefits, and how his dreams were coming back, were vivid. He was recollecting them. He was keeping a dream journal and all that stuff. And I used to, when I was doing Jungian therapy, I used to keep a dream journal. And I'm like, wow, really? Just on an experimental basis, I just, because I used to smoke weed right at night to help my insomnia, or so I thought, or you just sleep better, fall asleep, and just, what all that reasons that, lower the anxiety level, blah, blah, blah. And I believed in that. And when Jimmy Dore said, no, his dreams came back when he stopped smoking pot, and he started, keeping track of it, and his dreams were just, informing him so much psychologically and benefiting him so much, that I gave it a try. And oh my God, was he right. I dreamt so well. And then for the next 3 or 4 nights, I dreamt so well that, I went out and got a couple blank notebooks to keep as dream journals. And yeah, he's right. And I now I look forward to falling asleep and not smoking weed, not being under any kind of, well, I guess it's not a stimulant, but or any kind of anything, just sleep in and of itself. Go figure, right? And my dreams have been so remarkable, and I've been writing them down, and the narratives and the information and the insight that they're giving me is just beautiful. So that's the message here. I guess it's 2 things really, is the cold and how that awakens the mind, the body differently, the healing of it all that Wim Hof talks about. I get it now. What Jimmy Dore talked about, and just stop smoking weed. And I don't know why Snoop Dogg did, or what benefits he's gotten from it, but Jimmy Dore's pronouncements, his argument for or against it, was captivating. And I'm passing it on to you now. So if you're a weed smoker like I was, probably still am, I don't know. I mean, it's only been about a week and a half. But I'm digging it, man. I am digging it. So if you haven't tried, nighttime sobriety or or just try it, just try it and see what happens. That's all I can say. So with that, I'm going to add on a little, probably an addendum to this video about the heater, because the last video I made was about my heater and it wasn't working, and I figured it out. I tried some hacks, and I want to pass those on as well. So I'm going to include those in just okay, so this is the update of my heater situation. The last video I made was that I was having real problems. We got hit with this big Arctic blast. I got these heaters. This is my old Mr. Buddy. I got this one about, I don't know, 8 months ago. It was working fine. And then I ordered this one just as a backup. And in the middle of the night, that one went out because the propane froze. So there's two things that happened that that made me freeze that first night when the cold hit really, really hard. And all I did very simple fixes was, when your propane freezes, obviously it's, not going to work. So I just put this reflective insulation around the tank. I guess you could use a space blanket as well, and just wrapped it. And it seems to work just fine. I mean, I picked this up at Home Depot for about $5 and got a roll of it. So I'll do that with, any tank that, could freeze or whatever. So that's one easy fix. And then this is the other thing here that was really, and I've seen a lot of people online, YouTube and what have you, that have run into the same problem. So hopefully this will help other people as well. And this one, the newer Mr. Buddy, has an electronic igniter. And I didn't know until I read the manual that on the bottom here, you have a little, if I get it out, oh goodness. You have a little AAA battery, right? And the positive end here, I thought it was going in the other way, so I had it opposite to the way it should be. Again, I was doing this in the middle of the night, freezing, and I wasn't thinking very straight. But the battery itself, somebody I found on YouTube just did a simple hack, and what he did was he took just a utility knife and cut the little plastic that's around the battery on the positive end, right? And just cutting that makes the connection that much better. So it went from not working at all because of just that little detail, and now it works absolutely fine. The electronic igniter works just fine. Watch, it won't work. I got the video, but no, it should work just fine. And there it is. That's it. That was it. And I've seen a lot of people in the comments on his videos, people online, really frustrated, like I was, the frustration of not being able to get this thing going, because it does not work. It will not come on unless that battery has that connection. So that's it. So with this little reflective insulation or space blanket or whatever around the propane tank, and just, taking off that little, that plastic coating, that plastic covering on the battery and the positive end, and putting it obviously in the right way, that does the trick. So now everything is just working fine. And, I hope that anybody that comes up against this problem will find this helpful, because that was the ticket. It's so simple, but it will drive you crazy if you don't know what it is and how to find it and how to rectify it. So there you go. Hopefully that helps.